get it. We have our crow banger there as well. We have one of the wrench lights up there as well. A little steam engine. Nobody, we were at Steam Rally Sunday and no one bought that. Like, how cool is that? Look, terrible. I don't care, I'll keep it. You can stay on the shelf here. So Ken. Al, do I need to invite you again? Why aren't you coming in? Well, I invite you again. You must have dropped out alive. Which screen is changing? Screen is changing. Down. Right, the volume up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Do you want to put on your camera or do you want to stay off it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. You connect with it. There we go. Now, there you go.
Now, BJ's, you got the hat and all on. Very good.
Do we have to do a proper job on it? How are you, Ken?
Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. So you don't need to introduce yourself. Everybody knows who you are now. They're all the talk all day now about this live right now.
Very good. I hope you're getting it's all good, positive news anyways.
All positive. Good. There's a few kids down there now. Couldn't wait all day for this to happen now.
Happy days.
Happy days, happy days. Why do you call yourself Tractor Parts Dog?
Most of my friends, when I'm outside of work, all call me Big Dog because I'm 6'7". So Tractor Parts Dog was just a natural extension of that, really, and it didn't take a lot of effort to come up with it.
Very good, very good. It works very well now. It works very well. And
this is my first live, by the way, so I'm picking it up as a whole.
You're well used to being in front of the camera, so that makes no difference.
I'm well used to being under pressure anyway, so.
Is your family, your family's obviously involved in QTP, is it?
Yeah, my father used to work in, when Massey's were up in Baggot Street there up in Dublin, he used to work for them and he started off as a demonstrator, demonstrating tractors all around the country. So he'd go to things like when Ford and Nuffield and Zeta would go to a field and all the farmers would come down and they'd see all the demonstrations happening. And there was himself and Kevin Moore and all those guys all got the same kind of start in life. And then he just got up into sales. And then they pulled out and went back to England and he was left with, I think they gave him £5,000 redundancy, which he gave to the bank manager and got 10,000 back. He bought a Hillman Hunter for 5,000, a van, filled it with stock with the other 5,000 and started driving around Ireland selling this stock. And then he'd come back home on a Friday. He'd pay my mother for the house. He'd pay the bank manager for the bits and bobs. He'd pay the suppliers for the stock, and then he'd go again. So it literally started as one man in a van in 77, I think, or 78.
Wow. Jesus. And now instead of worldwide.
Well, 73 countries, not worldwide, but we're getting there one at a time. We're knocking them down.
Yes. And like buying in worldwide, you're all over the world buying in as well, like.
Yeah, there's probably, with the exception now of USSR or Russia or whatever it's called today, there's probably no continent that we don't buy or get stuff made on now at this stage. And it comes from all over the place. You'd be surprised. Some countries have speciality in making some things, and you have to go there for those things. It's strange the way it works out.
Yeah, but
I'm not being coy here now, but I could wax lyrical on this. You keep asking the questions and I'll keep firing the answers at you.
That's not what we're here for tonight. Maybe another night.
Right.
Maybe,
okay.
Because I did want to get you on to talk about you and not so much QTP, but if people have a couple of like weird questions, like things they don't see on your website, maybe in time is coming, they could ask you that tonight.
No problem.
But we don't want to get weighed down with lads asking for the price of a gas strut that they could just go on your website and get the price of easily, like, or go to a supplier, go to one of your, like, obviously you have dealers that deal with you all with your parts, like, you would have, like, we have Bradshaw's and Carlow. They have all QTP parts. They buy their stuff off ye.
Yeah. I mean, I never really on the TikTok account. Like, I never really push QTP. Kind of like, here, buy this from me. It's great. You know, I think it's more access that people want. It's like, how does that world work? You know, from sourcing the stuff to designing it to implementing it, or do you just sit there and kind of just buy stuff off an Excel sheet, or do you actually, what's the process from taking something to getting it made to QCing it to getting it out the door? And I think it's just more access people want nowadays to be part of the conversation, you know, or to understand what happens.
It's cool to see. I see some of the processes of looking at lights and trying them in different factories and getting the right quality. And it's not just about getting something made. It has to be quality for you to sell it. So you're the whole time dealing in that process of getting the best quality. Like,
well, I think LED lights now are the bane of everyone's life in the tractor world at the moment. Yeah, quality is a good thing because we have to sell to dealers. We're not selling to the public, so they have to sell it on again. So quality is like, they have to stand over it. Anyone repairing tractors has to stand over it, like, for whatever length of time they're given a warranty for. So that's important for us.
Yeah.
I think LED lights is just one of those things. No matter how good you have one, there's someone has a better one. No matter how cheap you have one, there's some guy in a white van selling one in Claremont half the price again. You just can't win when it comes to LED lights. So I think you just have to pick your own channel and go with it, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, like, there's so many people selling. There's a lot of junk out there. Like, I've bought. I've gone to some machinery places and they have new lights in. You buy new lights and you fit into a trailer for a customer. They ring you 3 weeks later. The indicator won't work on that light now. The light is gone.
There's water out to get into it, and 2 of the LEDs are out. The paint is falling off, and I've seen it all. Yeah, it's a nightmare, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But tell me, because obviously I wanted to talk about you. What's your hobbies? You know what I mean? I've seen you mess around with boats there. You into boating, fishing?
No. We aerate the water for the fish. So we go down to this campsite and I have a bayliner boat down there, and there's about 50 of my friends on a speedboat. So we try to break our knees every weekend doing water skiing and wakeboarding,
right?
Boiling, anything behind the boat. So, and when you have one of those things, one of those boats, if you don't look after it, they'll torment you to bits. So you kind of have to know them inside out and upside down. I'd say I know more about Merc Cruiser engines than I do about tractor engines at this stage.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that coming, that you've been to the boats now after the tractor stuff, like.
You know, you do something for 30 odd years, and there's only so much of a love you can have for it, and then you kind of look at other things as well. I get, if I did love it at one stage, I get my daily 8 hours every day. So it's kind of like, does an accountant want to do books at the weekend? Not really. So tractors for me at the weekend or time off, no. I have a load of other hobbies. Welding, I do a bit of lathe work. I do a bit of brewing and distilling and all kinds of stuff like that.
One of us is freezing. Who's freezing? Is it me or you?
It's you. It just said you paused it there a second ago.
Well, I paused for a second because someone said the line was bad, but I just checked my Wi-Fi to make sure I am on. The router is literally beside me, and I am connected to that one. And we do have fibre, so.
Yeah, and I have 5 bars here as well. Provided the missus isn't watching movies or like that, and she's not. She's grand. So no, I think I don't know what's on there.
Someone else said the sound is a bit in and out on the guest side.
On my side, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We can fix that very quick. I have a microphone here, but if you can hear me fine, then.
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Hold on a second. Let's try this. Now, is that any better for people that are watching? Does that sound any better? Okay. There we go. Maybe it was my side.
Daniel asked, is Sean Kenny in Ballinasloe going to be a main
Play the
leader?
guest sound on Echo. Okay, there we go. Now we're off to the races. Sorry about that, guys.
What else? I'm just trying to read some of the comments, see if we missed it. No.
Oh, I can't hear a video now. 1 sec. Just 1 sec there. I can't hear a video.
You can't hear because you've the mic on. You better turn the mic off. The mic. Turn off the mic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but there's something seems to be off with this microphone. I'll just hold the phone a lot closer and hopefully that'll sort it out.
If you have the mic on, it cuts the sound. You won't hear.
Yeah.
I use now I don't use it on the tablet on my phone. I use my earpiece, and that will give me the sound in, and you'll hear me as well. It's very good.
Yeah, I have one of them too. They're a godsend.
I just is making Sean Kenny in for the crack. Sean Kenny is a whole other subject. So you do a bit of machine. You obviously have a good workshop where you're doing a bit of machine work as well.
Yeah, I have a Colchester Mark II lathe out there, a student Mark II, and I do be playing around with that. And I'm just on a welding course actually as well, and started doing a bit of welding. So the missus wanted an arbor, a pergola or something, so I just decided to do that course up in Dublin, the Kylemore Road, and learn how to weld and got certified at that and put it together there now. So she's delighted with herself. Very
good. We've Thompson Engineering does all the bridges, and do you ever hear of Thompson's of Carlow? Do a lot of motorway bridges and overhead gantries and all that. They build the truck bodies, the tipper truck bodies as well.
This is not TBF Thompson, no, that's a different guy.
No, Thompson's a different Thompson. But they do a welding course over there as well, and they do TIG, MIG, stick, the whole lot.
Yeah.
That's what they do,
I actually thought it was going to be trickier to learn than it was, but I think if you kind of have two hands around to do something with it, it's not too bad. You know, I remember I was finished the course and I was welding overhead with 7013s, and there was still some guys trying to strike an arc at the beginning of it. So I think welding is one of those things.
You have it or you don't.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
What do you do for a bit of crack? Surely you're not off. Yeah, but I know you definitely do something mechanical. You have to.
Well, we do the bit of art, and now this year really bad. We're involved in motorsport, like be like hot rodding or grass tracking. We call it autograss. There's six tracks in Ireland, and in England there's loads of them. And our kids actually race, so that's normally what we do, but this year we've done very little. Don't ask me why. I think I put my head into work too much this year, and I think that's why I ended up sick that time, because I just wore myself out. And so we'll have to cut back on working all these long hours now. So
you know what? The older I get, the more I'm starting to realise that it's what do you call it? Work to live, not live to work. I've definitely come to that. I used to go 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and you know, you just get pressure and stress out of it. And I'm thinking at 5 o'clock, if you're not able to plug out, you're still working. You just have to let it go. And it took me a long time to realise that.
But when you go to America and Germany and all that to them shows, you can't call that work.
No, well, okay, if you do it for a long time, actually, do you know what it is? It's your speakers are probably up too high and it's echoing my voice, because I can hear it back this side. I think your speakers might just be a smidge high and it's not cutting.
Right.
Hello. Yeah, that's definitely better.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I actually worked the hardest on those trips. You wouldn't believe it. I had some stuff here in the laptop, but I had to show it off because I couldn't join. But on that trip to China, I think I'd done 26 factory visits in 20 cities in 18 days. Now that's tough going. Like, you're literally on the way to someone, you're trying to organize in a different language, someone to pick you up in a car. you're organising your flight out that evening, a hotel that night, all in Chinese. Oh, there is apps out there to do it for you. And you could be in 3 cities in 3 days. But when you're going 250 kilometers an hour on a train, it's no bother. But you definitely have no time to kick off the shoes, roll up the sleeves and go for a nap when you're doing that. And I actually go hell for that. People hate travel with me. And in actual fact, nobody where I work, nobody in KTP would go anywhere with me anymore. Like, yes, I'll relax when relaxing time is on, but when I'm working, start at 7, I don't finish till 12, and just keep going. So they will put the most amount of tax on me on those trips. Unreal.
I used to work for a friend of mine up the road here, and he be the same. He travels the world. He does bouncy castles, and he imports them, and he's his own factory makes them as well. But you go to I went to America 11 or 12 years ago. Went to Florida to what they call the IAPA show. It's all about carnivals, roller or fun fairs, photo booths, obviously bouncy castles, and to do with the entertainment industry is at this show, and it's in Orange County Convention Centre. Did you ever hear of that?
I never heard of that, but I know the type of show you were at. They also do Halloween events, and they do all that stuff for stock in the Halloween events, don't they?
I went with him. The man is just go. I couldn't wait to go home. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, you go to a lot of those shows, right? You can tell by looking at a stand I can know by looking at a stand for 3 seconds whether a manufacturer or a trader, because you don't want to deal with traders. I'll know if the stuff is good or bad. I'll know by the person who's selling it if I want to deal with them or not. And that's how fast you make your decisions at those shows. You go to so many booths, you waste so much time. You can pick the messers from the doers, and you just, yeah. I'll tell you a good one now. I don't know if you see it. I was at that big show over in China. And this is huge. It'd be on a par with Agritechnica. Go. And I was walking by the stand real fast, and he was making aluminium radiators. And just out of the corner, and he had pictures of all these radiators, like 500 radiators or something like that. And I seen that one for the John Deere 6000 series, the little cap on top of it. I said, what the feck is going on here? Why is this mixed in with trucks and buses and cars and all that? So I went over and shook your man up and said, what's going on here? Oh, yeah. He says, we make all these for New Holland, John Deere, Massey. We didn't bring any of it here because it was not that type of a show. Now, I mean, the picture of it was about that big from that distance away. I said, ha, I have my man. Brought me down to the factory, and I couldn't believe it. They made those big radiators for the T8s and T9 New Hollands, John Deere 8R radiators. I was sitting around the factory going, Jesus, you kept this very quiet at the show. Do you know what I mean? And I know there was people like me at that show as well. But you can miss as much stuff as you get, and I suppose the good stuff you get sometimes works out, and then always sometimes works bad as well. But most of the time it works out okay.
Yeah, you're not going to see everything. You're not going to see everything every time.
No, impossible.
And if you see too much, you won't get to the end of the line to see something else. There's only so much information or stock you can take away from that show. You know,
absolutely,
I know you'd like to add 100 things to QTP that weekend, but that's not possible. If you got 3 good things out of that show, it's a bonus, like, you know.
Yeah, I remember one year we were at Auto Mechanica in Frankfurt, and in our own hall, it was in Hall 6-1 or something like that, and my legs just tired, and I wanted to have a walk around. I was getting a bit cheesed off on the stand. So I ended up walking up all the way to so it starts all the important manufacturers on level 0. We were on level 1, tier 2, and then up and up and up. I went all the way up to the top floor just to have a look at guys getting arrested doing knockoff parts. When the German police come around, they're called the Zoll, yeah? And they go around with lads from like Bosch and Schaeffler and all the OEMs, and they just point at stuff, say, that's a copy, that's a copy, that's a copy. And the Zoll just come in and arrest you. There's no, let me explain how this is different to that, this and the other. They just clear out your stand, they put the handcuffs on you, and off you go, and we'll sort it out after the show. But I went up to this very top one, and here I found the guys doing the injector pumps, the original injector pumps for Perkins engines. There was just one on the stand, and I said, what is going on here? And I walked in, a company from Poland, and I started chatting them away. He goes, yeah, we still make all of these DPA pumps, you know, these pumps for these things, brand new out of the wrapper. And I was like, right. what's the story? What's the price for this one? I gave him part number for a 135 one, and she goes, oh, very expensive. I remember she gave me the price, and I was like, yeah, I'll take half a container load of them, and we keep going from there. And it developed from there. And I remember when I got back, my dad was going, Alan, we don't do this type of business. This is for the reman guys. This is for the injector pump guys. This is never going to work. Send them back. And I was like, no, this will work. We started selling them anyways, and I think within 4 weeks we had them all sold. They were that cheap. It wasn't that they were cheap, it's that they were OEM and they were making it for Perkins. So they're making the best quality and they're also making the cheapest price because they're supplying Perkins with them. And I know that they were doubling the price that they sell it to me that they sold it to Perkins for. But like that was just an example, on whole, in the upper echelons you find this guy, and like I'd say I must have thousands of them things sold now at this stage. Man.
Like the amount of time you'd spend arsing around trying to get one right, if you could just bolt on a new one and you're finished with it.
Finished. Yeah. And you know what? I know some people are going to kill me in the comments this. Yes, remanufacturing is the way to go on certain parts, 100%. But like, yeah, I'm going to get roasted for this now, and I know I am. When you go get one of these pumps remanufactured, let's say you take an original Perkins pump, when you go and put, whether it's a starter, an alternator, or an injector pump, right, the parts that they're fitted to those, and you know this as well from doing up the drills and all that, you're not replacing with a DeWalt brush. You're replacing with a brush that some other lad is giving you for a fraction of the price, and it's a copy of, and you're looking at it and you're kind of going, don't know about this. Like when you're repairing those pumps, you are fitting an aftermarket kit to that of a copy of an aftermarket kit that's been copied several times. And you're putting it in there. It's not the original head and rotor. It's not from the same manufacturer.
Tolerances are not the same. No.
It's not the same. Now, yeah, the roasting will come in now. But look, when it comes to those injection pumps, it's just cheaper to replace them. And I've seen guys,
a starter or an alternator, putting a set of brushes or putting a bearing in it or whatever, you get away with that stuff. But with an injector pump, like it all has to be right. And if it's made in a factory together, tested properly, you're done with it.
And here's the thing about an injector pump. A brand new injector pump doesn't like dirt. It's probably my highest thing that you get under warranty taken back, and you open it up and here's the what I call the oh Jesus filter just before the injector pump is full of dirt. Right? Yeah. And you tell lads, wash out the tank, change the filter, change the lines, blow out the lines, clean everything, squeaky clean day one and put it back in. But you'd be surprised, I would say 20% of lads don't do that and they don't get warranty on it. And then they're whinging, oh, the pump was terrible. I'm like, do you remember that little certificate that was in the bag full of diesel that was tested in the factory for 4 hours that said it was working? It was working when you got it, that kind of way? Yeah. But, you have to take a commercial view of them things too. Actually, going back to what you're saying, and I don't know, can we bounce from topic to topic here about you were saying about that bouncy castle guy and my hobbies. One of the things I do as well, have you ever pharmaphobia?
No.
That big Halloween event. It's Europe's largest outdoor Halloween event. It's up in Causey Farm there in Meath, just outside Clonmellon.
Okay.
Never been, no?
Never been, no.
Well, okay. Go up to that and have a look, right? But if you did, and if anyone in the comments has been there, just show up. There's a 6'7" clown called Bobo, and he played this character there called Bobo. He has its I've been there. So, and he's got his own Bobo. I started that about 10 years ago, and Bobo now has his own attraction. There's 6 attractions out of it. One is Bobo's Clown House, and that was built. That whole character was from a thing that I started there many moons ago. And that's starting up now, and it's very good. I think they're getting something like 100,000 visitors this year up to it.
Wow! We'll definitely have to. Everybody have to check that out. I'm going to go back through some comments because we missed a lot. Just the last one. Johnny Coleman says, "Can you talk about the Diet's engine parts? Very interesting. We will do that now in 5 minutes, right?"
When the priest is in.
When the priest is in, yeah. Right, go back. Goggle Box Gruff, good evening. Robert says, I had a Massey 6499 on the dyno, doing 246. Very good. David Gary says, no, oh, they're asking about the website. You don't sell to the general public anyway.
No.
No. Yeah. You go to your farm supply store or your motor factors, and they'll be an agent for you, like.
Yeah. There's loads of guys all around the country. There's no shortage of distributors around about there.
Yeah, we probably have 4 here in Carlow, or maybe 5 that deal with you, like.
Yeah, you would have.
So,
yeah. Speaking of 6499, so just a shout out. Anyone out there is a 6499 with a wrecked engine, with a completely wrecked engine, I'm looking to buy one. All right, if you have one out there and it's just an absolute pop the leg out of bed around that, I'm looking for one.
Right, there's no lads, there's no. Right, okay, that's enough of the comments. The brand geeks. Good evening. Badger is here as well. Hello, Dunn. What would a 365 be? Well, it's just asked about. That's not a question for us. Right. Will we bring in the priest?
Oh, bring him in there if he's around. Yeah, go on ahead.
Jeez, well, I'd be able to find it now. Hold on now. Oh my God, there's that many. 114 there now. What's his name again, John?
John_Fleeson.
John_Fleeson. Try to find them. He must be hiding.
How many viewers? How do you tell how many viewers are actually watching this at the moment?
Up in, I can see it up in the corner here.
All right.
114 or something there now. Maybe he's not there. John Gleeson, comment there if you're in the.
John Fleeson, Fleeson.
Fleeson.
Fleeson, yeah, that's him. I think he actually did name. I know he's called the Deutz Doc. I think is what he goes by as what for his company. But I call him the priest because you want to hear him talking about this Deutz stuff. He's just a legend at it. I only got to watch the videos today now of that 5-cylinder. Some work. There he is, John Fleeson. He's just after coming up in the comments.
Right, I'll find him here in the. I'll find him here.
The very last comment there.
Why can't I see him?
It was Mick N27 and then John Fleeson and then Plant Agri Services. He's the one in the middle.
Oh, we're trying to find him here in the list here so I can invite him in easier. It's down. It's down as John. Hold on now.
There you go. That's him.
Right, hold on now. There he is. Right. That makes it simpler.
He's in trouble now because he was supposed to write a report when he was finished that work and he never got it done, so I can give out to him here now. You've got to turn on your camera there, John.
I'll try and figure out how to do that now.
Down at the bottom of the camera.
No.
It's along the bottom, John. It's one of the buttons along the very bottom of where you are now, and you can go in and turn on your sound and turn on your video.
I think I have it. That it.
He's in. But he's still in the shed.
How are you? Oh, I'm still out here working. I just threw on my good jacket. I took off the hoodie.
Yeah.
Sure.
You think of a bit of oil in your camera there. You got a bit of brake cleaner you can put in the camera there, no?
No, I tried that. It's the There's a big crack on the camera.
That would explain it.
Takes the rough edges off you.
I can't keep screens on my phone.
So what are you working on?
It's a Massey.
The
Massey.
Oh, jeez, it's not a Massey shed. A 150.6 Agritron, and then there's a new one that's 6165 RC. She's new enough. But gearbox in the new one, and foot throttle gave up working on the older one there. It's electric. Handy enough.
Are you looking
Plenty going on.
Are You're looking for a supervisor out there to give you a hand now. I could be free for the right price.
Yeah, no, there's no bother at all. Everyone is welcome. Yeah.
Have you recovered from your trip?
I have, yeah, no, it's not too bad. I didn't do a whole lot now the Friday.
How many days is it?
A bit. 3.
You're 3 days. Wow.
Yeah.
And how many rolls of solder did you use?
I brought me a roll and I managed to bring most of it back now. It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too expensive, so.
No, that was the only consumables I had to charge.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, you'll have to go back and watch the videos of the lads building the engine. Where did you go? Germany?
Yeah, we were about 25 kilometres south of Frankfurt, and why we had 3 days is we didn't know how good or how bad this was going to be when we got there, because before we left, we were speaking to the guy, and he said the engine was still in the tractor, the crankshaft was in it, and the timing cover was still on, right? And we said that's grand. When we get there, we'll be able to very quickly assess what went wrong with this. But when we actually got there and pulled the door open, everything had been disassembled on the ground. I mean, everything. All evidence gone. We were screwed at that stage.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect it like that either now. I thought the engine was still in and that would be simpler or quicker anyway, at least. But we got it done. Wasn't too bad.
And did you have to put it back in?
No.
I think the guy was half expecting us to put that back in, you know, because he started pulling out the clutch and everything like this and started offering it up to him. We said, whoa. The job is done here now. We're happy. That's it. It's working. It's ticking over like a mouse's heartbeat. We're out of here. Thanks very much. Good luck.
Yeah, like, he didn't even want to... Sorry, go on.
Well, go on, yeah.
No, like, he didn't even want to run the engine on the ground when we said it to him, and he was like, "Oh, right, okay."
That was an unusual step for them. Yeah, they thought we were going to put it back in the tractor first. They had absolutely no concept of starting this up on the bench, you know.
Right. Yeah. No, because that'd be a whole lot more hardship now getting it up and running in the tractor as well. Like, you'd have enough to.
Yeah, it would have been a good bit more work to get it in, like. There's a good bit of putting back in one of them. It's not like a normal tractor. It's in under the cab of a tool.
And it was definitely the keyway that the time it went out, that's
definitely
what it looks like. Because it looks like it steadily got worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where it wasn't just clipping the valves anymore. That just broke that one off.
Yeah, it just the weakest link went, and it was that valve. But the others would have went fairly soon after if that one didn't go. Like,
but they obviously stayed going. That didn't happen after 2 minutes. Like, they were whacking for a while, I'd say.
Yeah, like, it's hard to know how long they were whacking for. But like, if it was more severe of a timing issue, it would have just annihilated itself instantly.
Yeah.
But it was just slightly out.
The customer's assertion of what went wrong when we got there, because he was taking no responsibility for this. He was saying, "Oh, the valve dropped, and it didn't break push rod, didn't break the rocker arm, didn't break the camshaft gear, the idler gear, but it broke that timing gear in the bottom. So all the force travelled all the way back down here." And we were listening there for this explanation. I thought to myself, we don't understand it. He doesn't understand English, or we're not picking up right what he was saying. But he said it 2 or 3 times, and we're going, that is crazy talk. Where are you coming up with this?
Yeah, no, like, I seen a Diet brake timing gears before, and the valve was open, piston came up, and all that broke was the rocker arms, which you'd expect. Like, and it bent push rods as well, but... Like, that engine, rocker arms perfect, push rods perfect. It's not possible that, it's not possible that anything else, like.
Well, I'll tell you a good one. When we left the next day, so we finished up on the Wednesday night. We left the next day, we left the next day, but he forgot that little tool that puts the spring and the little seat in the cup in. So we drove back to get it because he was not leaving Germany without this original Deutz tool. I swear it was a Dodi he was worried about. So we drive up there the next morning. I said, right, go in there, get that tool, get out here quick and head off the airport. And he went in and the customer had the 6 rocker head covers, the silver head covers off again. What do you do with something like that now? Would that happen to you, Ken?
Walk away.
That's exactly what he said to him. He said, get into that car. It's not our problem. We're out of here. But we just don't understand. When we had it all set up and working, why would any man want to disassemble it again? Like, we ran it for a good 5 minutes. It was perfect. Just throw it back. And he was mad to put it back in. So we were really confused as to what's going on here. But I asked him, I sent him an email, why did you do that? I still didn't get an answer. So I don't know what's going on there.
If we didn't go back, if I didn't forget that, we wouldn't have seen any of that. But like, it was mad because I set the tappets, ran the engine for a minute, and set them again, and then put all the rocker covers on and left it at that. It was perfect. Like, I wouldn't mind I set them twice, them tappets. There's no other reason you can go in there, like.
Yeah. And they watch it.
John, Kenny's telling us now we can't see it live, whatever's on here. No, he can't. What? I don't know what's after happening now. He'll be raging. I don't know. I just see can I invite him into the screen, and I probably can't now. Of all the people that wanted to see this tonight, now it's him.
Well, seeing as you're going on there, let me and John will tell a few stories from Germany. Is that all right? While you're doing what you're doing,
work away. I'll just try to get this man in here.
I remember when we were getting there, I had John in the car and said, now listen, these boys operate at a different pace that we operate in Ireland, all right? Just be prepared for this. And he says, what do you mean? I says, you'll see when you get there, but just don't be astonished at what happens in this place. Now they had 7 tractors in the workshop when we landed on Tuesday afternoon, yeah?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of the pace of the working life of the mechanic in continental Europe?
Well, with the speed, like when we were out on the Autobahn there, I said these must all move at a good, steady, fast pace. They want to get the job done, and got there, and that was grand. And by the first hour, I just realised it's steady, but slow. But look, they got the job done. I can't say that there was different tractors in the garage after the 3 days, but there was work done on them.
Like you never seen the feel of this, Ken, for slowness of, but that is the continental pace. Like John was telling me, if he had 4 tractors in the shed, there'd be 1 in out, maybe 2 in out every day if you're lucky, and you'd be turning them and turning them. These boys don't operate at that pace at all. Like it's how long did it take that guy to fit the sump studs to the engine? So we were working on the heads and he was in the sumps, so they had more of the mechanics there on it. How long was he, John?
Well, he was an hour and a half before lunch, and we went for lunch. These boys wanted to go for lunch 5 minutes to 1. Like, I think about lunch when I get a job done, and you say, oh, jeez, we should have went for lunch an hour ago. But he was there an hour and a half. Lunch came and went back after lunch, and I said, what will we do next? And I had a look. He still hadn't all the bolts in. He was another hour putting bolts in. Like, there's about 30 bolts on the bottom of a sump. It's not that bad.
Was he putting them in the speed race?
That was another thing. There wasn't one battery-powered or air-powered tool in the entire workshop. No.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. No. I didn't hear one or see one at all.
Wow.
But, no, like, he got them in after eventually, but I thought they were in by lunchtime, but they actually weren't.
Yeah, it's a different pace over there. And the workshop we were in, they had your man was telling me afterwards, 80% of their turnover comes from service and only 20% from sales. So the workshop is the big money maker, and now you can see why.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a different.
No, like, it's hard to know. If I was at that pace here, Jesus, I'd get nothing done. There'd be too many tractors in the yard, and it's bad enough as it is.
Yeah. I can't understand how we can't get Sean in here. And I sent him an invite.
He's probably banned.
Have we got a mod? Is there a moderator? Have we any mods in here tonight? I wonder if someone block him by mistake.
That's my friend there, actually, Nick N27. That guy, he repairs all these vintage old-ass cars up in King's Court, yeah? And he's sending me pictures of this stuff from 1927. Have you got a dynamo for that? Have you a regulator for that? And I'm like, we might have something to suit, but he works on the strangest cars you've ever seen. And, you know, depending on how particular the customer is, he could be sourcing the right cover of roof for it, or, you know, mad stuff. We were talking to him when we were on the phone on the way over to Germany, weren't we?
The which? Sorry, I missed that.
I said we were talking to him on the phone, my friend Nick, when he was in. He was working on a Mercruiser engine.
Yeah, I remember that. We were sussing about the Mercruiser. Yeah, because my boat's in Budder as well. Yeah. Anyone has a leg for a Bayliner 175, let me know.
Oh man, that's a shameless plug. That is right there.
Well, we do have a man in the live. We do have a man in the live. We have a man from Cork does the boats there as well. Might what's his name? West Cork. No, what's he called? I can't remember now. He'll come in. He'll comment there now in a second now. He's definitely there.
Is down in Cork, aren't they? They're a big player down there. He hardly works in there.
No, this man works for himself. West Cork, is it West Cork Marine he calls it? I don't know. So you can see him in the live.
There you go.
West Cork Marine Services, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
He might be able to help you. He's definitely live there somewhere.
You know, speaking of engines and bolts, you'd be surprised the amount of Perkins 236 engines are still in bolts on the Shannon, and 4.107, 4.108 still chugging away today. It's unreal.
They're like the old Lister, still on the go.
Yeah, more or less. And you know what? They're set up kind of like a combine engine, because they're set up to run at a constant speed. You know, that cruising speed. So they've got that kind of a flat piston and a different ring spacing on them. But most of the other stuff is the same as a Massey tractor for all intents and purposes.
So they just start like a generator, stay at the one rave and just tip along.
Yeah, same as a combine engine. Yeah, they just haven't got a bigger cup in the piston. That's about it. But the rest is more or less the same. I think people are only starting to cotton on to that. As all that marine stuff gets dearer and dearer every year, they're kind of saying this is not on, you know.
So they're just putting standard pistons and stuff into them and just let them run away.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff like cylinder heads, blocks, cranks, all that's all the same in them, you know. So when you put marine in front of something, or leisure in front of something, or Deutz in front of something, it gets very expensive very quick.
You see, Sean has just found out he's age restricted from joining. But Sean has often been in my life. I don't know what. He must have changed something in the settings on his phone.
There you go.
Well, I can download this later on and I can send it to him. He can watch it.
Ken, you said you had a few questions in the comments about Deutz or something like that for the priest there, or the Deutz stock, whatever he wants to be all called today.
We'll go back and we'll have a look here. It was definitely. Plant Services asked, any David Brown 1494 engines available second hand?
I've never come across them. Matt has a 1394 himself in a high clearance row crop 2-wheel drive tractor with a sprayer on it, but I've never seen any of that. And if you did get it, Denmark or somewhere would be where all them tractors. I was in a breaker's yard in Denmark, had 101 of them yokes broken. His name escapes me now, but I could root it out for you if you're stuck.
Where are we on comments? Someone said, Daniel said you have a very small cup for the tea. Well, you just have big hands. It's not the cup's fault.
No, it is actually a very, very small cup. Someone there wrote, Deutz 105.6. Ever heard of diesel mixing with engine oil?
Yeah. It does happen now. It's fairly rare. I could be giving away too much telling you what the problem is there, though. You'll never find it.
Bring it to the doctor. Someone said, if a new Diet 6185 very bad for clutch packs going compared to the old M620.
Well, he's not lying there. I can show you. I think I have 4 transmissions on the ground out of them over here. But look at they're
makes money for you.
They could be better. Look at 2017 and 18 is the problem. Once you're outside them years, they're 100%.
Right.
There's a kit available for them. All the ones I have on the ground are the old ones, and that one just got a kit there. Threw the cab back on it this morning there. But put the kit in it and away they go. They're grand other than that.
Tom Carrigan asked, would you know where to get parts for an injector pump for a 2-cylinder Diet engine in a Kramer? Obviously it must be a Kramer loader or something, is it? A 2-cylinder Diet.
Sorry?
Yeah, you're looking to get parts for an injector pumps in a 2-cylinder Diet. So it's obviously 2 single injectors in them, is it? Or injector pumps.
Yeah, 2 cylinders very rare in the tractor. It would only be in an industrial sort of thing, but there's no bother getting Diet parts at all. Genuine or non-genuine, they're both available.
Any diesel man to get them from, I suppose.
Yeah.
Where are we on? Sean's being bowled. Oh yeah. Ben from Being the Agri says, looking at 20 tractors you've outside the workshop would be enough to keep you moving faster, John. No.
That's what keeps me moving.
Jack Murphy was looking for a bonnet for a 35X. Do you do a bonnet for a 35X?
I sell literally hundreds of those every year. Yeah, yes, loads.
Oh. Into his local agent, did he get them?
Hey, do you remember you said you have a couple of them transmissions open on the ground there? Turn the camera around and show us one of them there, broken up into all its little bits.
Yeah, I'll give me 2 minutes here, and we'll see. I hope I don't lose you. The coverage isn't great in the shade here.
Oh, go back to where you were then. Go back to where you were. I just want to see if we actually doing the work that you said you were.
Ah, Jesus.
See,
yeah, no, I could lose you over there.
Yeah, okay.
Badger said he put injectors in a Perkins engine on a boat in the Shannon or on the Shannon last summer. That's what I remember.
Perkins injectors are only like €40 plus VAT new. Why would you not be changing them every 3 or 4 years in a boat just for safety? Do you know what I mean? It's not like they used to be 400 or 500 quid a piece or 300 quid a piece or something. You know, they're cheap enough.
Yeah. What else have we got there? Sorry, there's some comments I'm just not going to read. Someone says, use a lot of QTP parts, get on grand, but seals don't go near them. Are RC shift box parts available non-genuine?
No, can't be got. But at the end of the day, they're not that very dear from like ZF there, they're not that dear really. Like you compare them to other brands, they're similar price. It's hard to know whether they're worth getting made non-genuine.
No, I can tell you they're not worth getting made non-genuine.
Yeah, because there's too much making in them, and for the price they're charging, it's probably fair enough. They're the same as other brands.
Yeah.
Actually, since we came back from Germany, myself and John have been in deep discussions about developing all the Deutz range of parts and building out the range, let's say, for 6.1 TCDs and 4.1s and so on and so forth. And I was actually a little bit shocked that we didn't talk about this earlier on today. We were just looking at a piston there today for that 6-cylinder piston for the 6.1 TCD, the modern one. I was shocked when I heard the retail price Deutz was selling that for 600 quid for a piston. Oh, what do you think of that, Ken?
One.
Singular.
And does that even come with the rings?
Doesn't even come with the rings?
And it comes with a gudgeon pin, better than John Deere. John Deere don't give you a gudgeon pin.
And the gudgeon pin doesn't come with the circlips.
Wait, Jesus. I think the piston comes with the circlips, but no gudgeon pin. If you buy a John Deere R series piston, you have to buy a gudgeon pin set.
Use the old ones to be fine. John, hi John. A 2015 Deutz 5120 nice when revving around 1400. Sounds catastrophic.
Yeah, like if it's a noise that you think sounds expensive, turn it off and get it checked. Like that's strange. Like if it's the engine, you generally do it all the time. 1400, it's unusual. Balancing unit falling over.
Could be a vibration in the dash either, you know.
They're a good little tractor, them. They're actually a very good tractor.
You could be around with the low loader for the next week now, picking up tractors around the country and bringing them home.
No, my low loader experience last night was enough.
I thought your low loader was on loan to some other fella.
It was. I had to go and pick it up in his yard last night at 10 o'clock.
There's Pádraig Flynn asks, would John fancy a trip to repair a Deutz in County Kerry?
I have a good few people on to me from Kerry, and the list is getting nearly big enough to go down there for a week's holiday. So, could happen.
That's not a holiday.
Oh, well, you're away from home.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll bring the caravan, you bring the boat, and we'll fit the tools in somewhere. We'll make a week out of it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Look, I'll fit enough tools in the back of the Jeep and pull the boat with it. Yeah, 100%.
Where do you do most of your boating? Is that up in Loch Derivara, isn't it?
Loch Derivara, yeah. Didn't get out an awful lot this year. Would have rather get out a bit more, but last year we were out just twice a week, I'd say, last year. But Loch Derivara, it's only 10 minutes from me here. It's handy. I was actually in Athlone in Coosan there this year. Was it there once or twice? It's good.
Yeah, I think it's the only spot for water sports, because no matter where you go, you can get somewhere with no wind on it and get a bit of crack out of it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's good there now.
Very good. So you might be going nationwide and heading for Kerry. Everyone have to get booked in now for your. But the summer holidays, that's not going to be till next year.
A winter holiday.
A winter holiday. Yeah, do you know what the winter is like in Kerry?
Oh, I was there for a winter in Kerry.
I done a rally one time out of Banna Beach Hotel right down in the south of Kerry. That was some trek down there, and it was kind of like, I was going to say November, and the wind was just howling. I'll tell you what, that was no crack whatsoever.
Even in July, it's like November down there.
Yeah, it's not nice.
What I found on the Shannon there, when I wasn't used to the Shannon, it's an awful lot colder down there on the river. then
You boys would be a bit softer out in Delvin, that's all.
I think it was in the height of August.
Yeah, it was moving all the time. No, you're right. And Loch Lane, it seemed like a hot bath in comparison to it.
Yeah. No, sure. I remember we were down there. It was actually the most recent time down in Coosan there. The boat broke down 2 hours. We were 2 hours down Loch Coosan heading down to Shannon. Broke down, and a lad with a cruiser decided to tow us there. He was after having a few drinks and drove straight out in and hit the pier, pulling us with the big cruiser. Jeez, it was some mess.
Where was this?
Did he sink it?
Yeah, it was around Shannon Bridge. Yeah, straight into a big steel pier, halfway out in the water. Yeah.
Here, Ken, you don't do anything with gel coat, do you? Did you ever have any calls to work with that product? Yeah.
No.
Fair enough.
Jason Dunn, Fiberman. He loves boats.
Jason Dunn.
Fiberman.
Oh, the guy with the beard. Ah, okay. Yes, okay. Enough said.
He be the man. Yeah, no, I never done the gel coat now. Thank God. I have enough to deal with here. So we do. So what time do you work till tonight, John?
Which I might go in at about 11 or 12 o'clock there. Be enough done for the day then.
Enough done for the day. Well, fair talk for them boys in the workshop in Germany that you left behind you.
Oh, I know, yeah. Like, I'd say they were working night and noon to get that engine back in. Like, I'd say they had it gone back in there before we even went home.
It's in it is.
Did it? Yeah.
It's still not in it.
I'd love to know if it's back in or not.
I'm trying to think now, where in the world have I ever been where I've seen a mechanic operate faster than an Irish mechanic, or where I've seen someone operate at that type of pace? And I'll tell you what, outside of Ireland and the UK, you'd be very hard pushed to get that efficiency. Probably only the Netherlands is the only place that's comparable to here. I've been in the workshops in the Netherlands now, and them guys are clued in. They're moving real quick.
But lads here and in the UK, they're not afraid to spend money on a tool that will make the job faster and easier. Where some countries they don't spend that money. Like they might spend it to do it more accurately, but not to do it faster.
Yeah, I was over in a workshop there in Coop van der Val's place, you know. Well, when we were doing that Deutz engine, they had a tiny little room locked away for specialist tools. Every time you were asking me for this, that, and the other, I was going into this little room and I'd have one or something, right? And they weren't out in the workshop. Even just something small as a torque wrench was kept in a locked room off to one side, lest anyone use it, God forbid. But I was over in a place called Coop van der Val, and he's a kind of I'd say he's one of Europe's largest second-hand tractor traders. I was in his workshop, and unreal. You could be there for, let's say, a day, and you could see 3 tractors move in and out of one bay. He has 20 or 22 bays, and every tractor that comes out, like wheels painted, new variable transmission in. I think he allows like 4.5 to 5 hours to swap out a variable transmission with a new one on the ground to get that out and in.
Wow.
That's actually faster than the manufacturer allows you to do it, and that's saying something. What do you think of the Deutz hours they give you, let's say, to take a transmission out of a tractor, you that knows better than me?
No, in fairness, I'd say the Deutz are, I don't know how they calculate it, but it's completely wrong. They're the opposite. Like, they'd give you 5 hours to change out something that definitely will take 10. And I've figured out there's no quicker way of doing it. I don't know how they actually come up with the hours, but they're a good bit out now.
Would they give you get a workshop manual from Deutz, tells you the step A, B, C, D. It literally tells you if you've never dismantled that tractor before, how to dismantle and put it back together to do that job. So obviously they've time to that. So you just follow the manual.
I don't know how they do it. Like, they tell you it takes 20 minutes to get a back wheel off. I can get a back wheel off in 5 minutes. But then they tell you it takes 3 hours to separate the transmission from the engine. You can't do it in 3 hours. Like, maybe you'll do it in 3 hours with 2 people, but not one. But then they go and they give you a half an hour to change a door lock. You do that in 2 minutes. I just think they think of numbers.
Sure,
it's
someone that never used a spanner in their life is making up them times.
Yeah, but the other reason that I think they're reducing the hours you're allowed is because what they say takes quicker than it actually does is what the warranty work will actually be. So they know they're probably going to have to warranty a gearbox, warranty an engine at some stage, and they're going to want to pay you the minimum. Whereas they know they're probably never going to have to warranty a door lock, so they don't really care, and they'll just give you a half an hour to change it.
True.
And that's what I think.
One of those things, I was chatting to one of the top boys in Italy from CNH, and he was telling me, you know, what I think he was saying specifically in Ireland, and we were just talking about the Irish market, and I won't name names, but he said, look, there is a problem with Ireland warranty, you know, and they kind of have a joke for it over in Italy. It's called Warranty Wednesday, you know, where a whole load of warranty claims are kind of put together to pay a little bit of the workshop bill for the end of the week. So they do mince and mash times. I don't know if that's the same everywhere else. He said there is a particular problem in Ireland when it comes to warranty claims, and it's probably bigger than anywhere else of a country, like percentage of tractors in that country versus the percentage of tractors in New Holland that warranty claims come out of. Now, I did say, well, our land here is heavier, our soil is wetter, it's in harder working conditions and all that. And he said, yeah, that really doesn't account for it, because we're not getting the same warranties out of, let's say, the UK, which would be a similar climate, similar everything. And he said they're not getting the colour of it.
But now I know a good few truck people, and Volvo and Scania and Renault, the amount of injectors that they're putting in trucks in Ireland compared to anywhere else in the world is bonkers, because the diesel is so bad here. That's the biggest warranty issue in Ireland with trucks is injectors. And the cost, like an injector for a truck, one injector, €1,500. You know, plus labour. Some of the trucks, the camshaft has to come out to get an injector down, and then put the camshaft back down top of it.
What?
Yeah.
Overhead cam.
Yeah. Some of them are like that.
Yeah.
The cam will have to come out to get the injector out. Now, some of them is only done with a rocker and come out beside it, but there is an odd one where they have to, where they inject the camshaft have to come up with an injector out. So, it's a lot of labour. It's a lot of money, yeah.
But why, like, I would consider our climate and everything similar to the UK, right?
Our fuel is the problem with the injectors.
But why aren't they having the same problem? Because the same, I would say humidity is the problem. Ethanol being agroscopic, is absorbing water, lots of it in this atmosphere, lots over there. Why aren't they having the same problem that we're having over here?
They're saying that Ireland buys a lower quality fuel. I don't know. I had this problem with petrol before, and I had a certain petrol company threatened me with court that if I mentioned their name anymore, so I had to stop talking about it. But there is a lot of problem with fuels, and the fuel companies won't admit it, you know.
Which company was it? Go on, tell us.
One more won't hurt.
If I had an apple, it'd be that colour.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Did you get that, John? Did you get that?
No, I will.
If I had an apple, it'd be that colour.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But we got there is a problem with petrol. There's definitely 100%. I wonder. All right, if anyone out there owns a petrol station, can they answer me this question in honest, or just go anonymous on that? Do they actually purge their tanks of water every week as they're supposed to? I don't think it happens at all. That's my own personal opinion. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen the purging process in action. All I ever see is petrol and diesel going in. I never see any other maintenance of any kind. Have you?
No. They're supposed to suck the bottom of the tank periodically. Now I know Circle K get it done. They have a robot that goes down onto the bottom of the tank and drives along, and it sucks it up. So they're supposed to do it, but this other company definitely doesn't. But that other company said to me that when they rang me on the phone, they said I was spreading misinformation and all this bullshit, and they said that Texaco get their fuel from the same depot in the port that they do. So there is different tanks for different companies. So Circle K gets it somewhere else, Maxoil gets it somewhere else, but Texaco gets it in the same tank as they do, and then they add their additives after that, right? So whatever additive they add to it after that. So he says, if we have the problem, so has Texaco. And I said, but that's all down to the additive that they put in. If they're putting in a better additive than you're putting in, then their fuel is going to be better than yours. And he wouldn't accept that. You know, but he had told me, he had admitted to me that they put their own additive in, but didn't say what it is. You know? And additive being, they're tinning it out with ethanol. You know what I mean? They're tinning it, or with bio. But if they're putting too much bio in, then obviously they tin it down, make it better for them, but worse for us.
You know what we do for the crack? Would we get a sample of all the various petrols and actually send them off?
Well, I didn't send them off, but I took them and I done the ethanol test at home, and I put them into vials and let them evaporate and see the different breakdowns of what happens to them. Some of them is shocking. And even taking samples out of machines that come in that won't run right. Some of the petrol people that are getting around the country is terrible. The small petrol stations that don't sell a lot of petrol, their petrol is actually, it'll work in a car, but your lawnmower won't run on it. Because it's gone 8 weeks, petrol is gone. 8 weeks shelf life on petrol, and it's gone.
Let me tell you, and I know this is a myth, but I'll just get your opinion on it. When I am getting petrol for something like that, or especially boat or something sensitive, I'll always get Shell petrol. I just have this thing in my head, like castor oil, that Shell is just, it smells different, it smells that bit more alcohol-y, it's got that bit of bite to it. Get away, dog. It's got that bite to it and everything that is just a bit better.
But if it works, stick with it. If you're getting good petrol somewhere, stick with it. This thing of moving around different places causes you trouble. And I only get petrol in one petrol station in Carlow all the time for the machines here, because I know if I have a problem, it's there and going back to, rather than, geez, where did I get it the last time? I only get it into one station, but I never get any trouble with it because I keep it refreshed. Like, I'm probably buying 10 litres every 2 weeks, putting into customers' machines. So it's always fresh. Like, but I see.
Someone asked a question there. Do you agree with adding oil to diesel tank when filling up? No, because, well, sorry, if anyone else wants to chime in here, when you get agri-diesel, it already has higher content of oil in it. That's why it doesn't run so well on modern cars. So, no, I wouldn't add in any more, that's for sure.
Because I've seen lads put ATF oil into the green diesel and reckon that's what saves their injectors.
John?
I don't think so. The only stuff that I'd put in diesel, if you were getting problems or heading for problems like 30 series injectors, I'd be putting the diesel additive into them. But not oil, no. Now, I've heard of lads running on straight additive to, when the problem is there, try and fix it. It does clear it up for a couple of weeks, but it still needs a set of injectors after the few weeks. It will get them by a little bit longer. Run it on pure additive for just a minute. Run a litre on it and see. But I wouldn't put oil in them.
Because I never tried using the standardized fuel additive. The original standardized fuel additive is some stuff.
No, the only stuff I ever used was diptane, and there was other stuff that a neighbour of mine gave me because I was stuck for additive. I had a tank there of diesel that I was after washing out. I just wasn't happy giving it back to him without throwing some additive in, and A neighbour of mine had it, and he swore by it, and he's never been able to get it since. And I couldn't replace it for him either.
Because BG does a good one as well. BG, it used to be called Forte one time, I think was the name of it, was the brand. But when I was with Maguire's, or the tippers, the Daffs were starting to give trouble, and Daff gave them a 10-litre drum, and they literally took the fuel sender out of the tank, dropped it into the 10-litre fuel, or this can, and just set the revs at 1500 revs and let the truck run till the can ran out and clean the injectors, and then put it back into the tank and drive on the lorry. That's what they were doing at a service to try and keep the injectors from failing, like, to clean them out.
When you say fail now, do you mean blocked with water or do you mean blocked with dirt? Yeah.
But Maguire, his tanks all had separators in the yard, so they were all. He was always polishing his fuel, going into the trucks to make sure it was right, but they were still failing. Like, but Daff is just blaming the quality of fuel in Ireland, so they were giving him this cleaner to run through it and try clean the injectors. But it'll only last for a couple of weeks, like John was saying, and then you're back to the same problem again. Like, you know.
Well, I see, lads, I always say that's standardized stuff now, and I know a fair bit about it because I've done a bit of research into it, and I've read the actual manual, and I've also been over to Merlin Diesel, and they show this stuff running through where they actually mix a tiny bit of water into the diesel, and you can see this stuff working. But one of the things that's really cool is that it dissolves the water to less than 2 microns in size, which then lets it pass through the filter and pass through the injector without causing any problems. So it's nearly the same size as diesel going through. And just on that basis alone, it's worth putting into, let's say, the tank of the Hilux, the tank of the tractor, whatever, every 6 months. Now, I have done that on all the tractors out of the farm and on all the machinery around here. And I've never had any of that type of trouble. And I actually think it'll make a 7610 run not smoky for as long as it's in the tank. And that's saying something.
I'm getting messages from loads of people here on WhatsApp. They're saying that they can't get into the live, they can't comment on the live. I don't know what's... like, I only have 3 moderators and they're not doing anything wrong. Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, Sean.
Jesus Christ, I'm waiting tonight.
Sean's after WhatsApp me there, said he can't see the live at all.
No, but someone was saying that he says he's an age restriction, is why he can't see it.
I think that was a joke.
Right.
You know, a couple of people are texting me. They're watching it, like, so I haven't heard anyone with any bother.
I see Letterby is here. Niall, you're obviously a moderator. Can you see, did anyone get blocked? Or, like, there's only Mary. Mary's not in here tonight. There's Niall and Tracy, but I don't see Tracy coming. I don't know if she's here. I don't know why people are being blocked now. That's mad now.
I see there in the comments, is there an additive for AdBlue similar to Diptane? No. But I don't know why anyone puts additive in, or puts the AdBlue in a clear drum. Sunlight breaks down that additive and causes it to go clumpy. It should never, ever be in a clear drum. It should never be in sunlight. It should be in the deepest, darkest hole of the pit. Open, use the full lot of it, and then whatever you don't use, chuck it away. Because it goes all lumpy like this. And that's probably the best advice.
And there's a lot of people with the IBC tank out in the daylight, 1,000-litre tank out in the daylight, feeding trucks like, and tractors, and oh my god.
Yeah, waste of time.
Why the AdBlue company don't put it in a black tank, like, you know? It's ridiculous. It helps with sales, Turpentine says. Look.
Or get the laptop.
Yeah, I don't know. That's annoying though that people can't see it live now. Fucking anyway. No blocks. Everyone looks fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Are you
fair.
going over to, will you go over to Agritechnica, Ken? For a
Me?
look.
No, I'd love to, but that'd be the week I'd have a heap of stuff on here and I couldn't go.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't know that far.
I'll have to go back. I'll have to go back to hospital before Christmas now, so I can't really take any more time off. So that'll be the end of that. I'll be doing
Yeah,
that.
you were sick there for a while. You must have work piling in on top of you now, have you?
I have the backlog nearly gone, so thank God. I let a good few people down. They were very understanding. Some weren't understanding, and they came back and got their stuff. I got something to let them in, and they get their stuff. But 99% of the people were 100%. And as soon as I got home, I got working and got them back going again. It's not easy when you're on your own, you know. And there's no one that could even. Lots of people said they could if I can help, but sure, there's no one to. Half the stuff I wouldn't even know myself. I'd have to figure it out and try to get it going, you know. Because obviously I take stuff on I shouldn't take on. That happens. John says, any tips for travelling to Agritechnica? Get on a plane and get out there.
Yeah, get on a plane and get out there. Any tips? You were at that before, John, were you?
No, I was never at it before, but I took on to organise the whole thing for the four of us that are going. And one of the lads, he's actually watching, I think. He has no faith in me at all. And one of the lads doesn't know what the plan is, only he's coming to my house the morning of the flight, and the other lad is going with the flow. So, I think I have it sussed.
Any tips for Agritechnica? Yes. Spend the money and stay close to the show. There's no point in cheaping out for somewhere that's €50 cheaper, 100 kilometres away in the train at 6 o'clock when your feet are literally bleeding in your socks. All right? Just stay close to the show, one train stop away in town. That'd be tip number one.
100
tip number two.
100 kilometres away?
100 kilometres, you'd be lucky to get a hotel 100 kilometres at the price range that some people want it. Like some people you see stay close to the show, 250 a night. Oh no, that's ridiculous. Let's get in a train for an hour and a half and save ourselves 150 quid. But you're paying for some two-star hotel up in Henningham or somewhere. And it literally is an hour away in the train. A waste of time. You're wrecked, you're tired, you've got to be there the next day. And the second thing I tell you is no point drinking at Agritechnica. If you're there to look at the show and you go out in the Hammer for one night of German beer, you're wrecked the next day. You may forget about it. The sweat's going to be pulling out of you. It's no fun.
I think it livened us up there last week.
And when is that show?
Agritechnica, I think this year it's the 11th to 17th November, I'm pretty sure. It's always around that time.
Very good. So we'll have lots of content for that coming soon.
Absolutely. And as well, another tip I give people, if you can get a ticket or know someone in the trade, get a ticket for the Sunday and the Monday. That's trade only, media, private, but dealers, and you can kind of blag it a bit on the website. Go with those 2 days. Because once they open the door and the public can buy tickets, it just goes from, Knock Airport to Shanghai International. It just goes bananas.
You won't get near a stand at all.
It's just bananas, yeah. There is a compensation available for 5,100, yeah. They're available. The 100 seats, yeah.
Very good. So has anyone any other questions? Or is there anything else? What else was I going to say now? My mind is blown now that people can't see this thing now. This is the 9B now and I can't think now.
But sure, all you can do is plough on. And look, if we have to do it next week, lads, and get Sean and everyone else in, sure, won't it be all the crack all the same? Like, who's doing anything on a Tuesday night except for this Luther working till 11 o'clock?
Yeah, if you see again next Tuesday, there'll be another different 5 tractors in here. They actually do a circle. They come in.
The pressure will be off because if they're still in the background, I'm going to take a screenshot of these. Those 2 tractors in that same position, we're going to know about it.
No bother.
We want to see a red one or a blue one in the background there.
No, you won't see that. I can show you the yard. There's about 35 in the yard, and there's not a blue or a red one in sight.
You must have a patient customer base. That if you have 35 tractors as one of you must have a very patient customer base. Like, what happened to that? That's 34th on the list.
I do get around to them. Like, there's a couple of them. Well, probably 10 or 12 of them are mine. For sale, most of them. So I have some I wouldn't sell, and then so there's probably 20-ish customer ones. Some of them can wait. They're no panic, and some are scratching their head about thinking about the big repair bill it's going to cost. So yeah, it works grand. It's not too bad.
I often wonder about that. What do you do when you're halfway inside a transmission, right? And the next thing you notice, right, you went in looking for A, and then you find B, C, and D are in absolute smithereens, and then you see a leak coming from the back of the engine where there's no seals and should be a leak coming. Like, when you ring that guy up and you drop the bad news, I mean, you're already in deep at that stage. How do you get around that, or how do you calm down?
Well, I have an example of that here. It's the one that's actually in front of me. It's in the shed now. I'm going to say it's here a year, and it's because the parts are too dear to fix it, and I'm on 2 minds of just pulling it out of the shed and leaving it in the yard.
Is he paying rent?
But, well, I was... he sound like... But, I don't know. We're trying to get a second-hand gearbox for it, and it's just not simple. Like, it annihilated itself.
Oh. What do you need? A full gearbox, housing, everything?
It's cheaper to buy a complete transmission than the parts it needs.
And why does he just do...
The parts is 28,000.
Yeah, okay. Understandable.
I was thinking when we get benevolent Alan out here, but even Alan ain't that benevolent. What's the tractor worth?
More to scrap.
Wow. Well, would you not charge? Seriously, it's in your shed. It's a commercial business. Would you not be charging storage or just pulling that junk out of there? I mean, you can't just let that sit there.
Well, see, I can pull it out if I want, and I'm kind of just working around it because I kind of want to. I might be able to get a gearbox for a second-hand one, and I just want it done and gone then. So
you're dancing around that junk for a year. Yeah,
about that. It's part of the furniture now. It's a good bench. I have a box up on top of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
a few comments here. West Cork Marine Services want to know, what do you want to know about gel coat? Because he obviously does a bit of gel coating on boats.
I want to know, will I be able to do it with these hands, or do I better off let a professional at it?
A professional. Turn up tomorrow. It says a fire might be handy. I think it's a bit late for the fire on that tractor now.
There's not even a cab on it.
There's not even a cab. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Well, it's in the yard there.
There's Niall asking, how is the rebuilt engine in Germany running? We've had that discussion. We don't know.
I reckon it's still on the ground.
What kind of warranty do you be given on work like that now, John? 12, 24 months? What's the story there?
what I do say with every engine rebuild I do, if it's fit to do 200 hours, anything that goes wrong after that, it's the driver in the seat that doesn't stop. Like human error or parts error is going to go wrong within 200 hours. Like, it's simple as that. You could rebuild an engine and a lad burst a coolant pipe or break a fan belt, something. Look, I know they should be changed if they're bad when you're rebuilding the engine. But if they broke and he didn't stop, like, it's not the engine's fault.
No. Definitely operator error.
What did he say? They have it taken apart again to see what you did different. And that's a very good point. Like, because we were putting it back together, and you would have seen the TikTok video. We actually had the entire spec sheets of that going along because we wanted to do it by the book. But every so often, one of the head mechanics would run out with a photocopied, clean sheet of paper. Now, it wouldn't have the torque settings or the clearances of what we were doing, but he did run out to make a big job of showing us that he had the sheet of paper. And then Johnny would be like, yeah, we're not at that section of the engine at all. I don't know why he's bringing this out to me. Just to see if he had it or something. I don't know. Yeah. Is there a possibility he did rip it back open? Let's say that just, I mean, did he know the valve clearances were 15th? How did he not know? Did he even bother setting them the last time, or did he just pull them and say, oh, that's tight enough? You wouldn't know.
Yeah, like, I don't know, was he checking them again after us doing? Was he, I don't know, like, there's nothing else you can do in there, only check clearances of the tappets. Bar, he's going taking the head back off, but, like, why would he do that?
Jesus. Yeah. Did they mind you being over rebuilding it out there? Or was that the mood? Yeah, your man was in a mood, the owner, when we got there. He was in a mood when we left. And you were asking me afterwards, is he happy or sad that we were there? And I actually couldn't tell the difference. I said, he's just German. That's just the way they are. They're just flat faced. That's it.
Yeah. No, it was very hard to tell what he thought of us being there. The owner wasn't too impressed. The mechanic was a very happy, jolly German.
And who brought you for lunch? Who paid for lunch?
Oh, the son.
All right.
Yeah, the owner didn't come for lunch. It was just the son.
Actually, that's a great question. What was the...
No, don't go there.
Not as the bacon and cabbage, man, yes. So the schnitzel was a bit exotic, but he ordered other stuff, man, and I don't know. What did you think, John?
Well, I ordered what I thought was a sausage, and I looked at it and I said, that doesn't look like a sausage. I cut into it and took a bite of it, and it was goat's cheese in vinegar, and I couldn't finish it. I could not finish it.
You starved.
No, it was a bit much for me now.
We got there and it was the end of harvest season for the grapes, and they actually had these big vats up on all the bars. Let's say it was a 35-litre vat, and the wine was still fermenting, like it had an airlock on the top of it. And they were selling it. Was still a little bit sweet. All the sugar hadn't fermented yet. It was run about 10%. I asked her, "One, what's the story there?" "Oh, yeah," she says, "we give it out for free here. Do you want a glass to celebrate the wine season?" "Oh, you yipped that into me." "Yeah, mine was gone in a heartbeat. You didn't touch yours."
No, it wasn't too bad. There was a little bit of a bite to it. It was different. One thing that's actually really cool out there, at the start of your meal and at the end of your meal, they give you a shot. It's unreal. And it's actually really nice. I thought that was mad.
An electric shock?
No, a shot. Like...
There you go. A shot.
You wouldn't believe there was so much winemaking over in Germany. Like, we went through, like, where this place was in a forest. We went through vineyard after vineyard after vineyard, full of it. Like, it was, you wouldn't think all that's going on in Germany. But they can absolutely sustain themselves with their own vegetable and fruit production. They don't import that much fruit at all.
Right. Unlike us.
Yeah, we just haven't got the heat here really. But down South Germany, like, have you ever down around Lake Chiemsee or anything like that, right down on the South German border with Austria? Man, it'd roast you alive down there. There's some beautiful territory.
Very good.
Yeah. People go off about going over to Lake Garda or something like that, which is grand, but it's quite expensive. Down there in South Germany, gorgeous. I'm not joking. Just look it up sometime. If you want something a bit different for a holiday, that's the spot to go.
How do the other half live?
No, I was working. I stayed in this hotel down there. I was down seeing a few guys. I got in at fucking 6 o'clock. I got up at 8 o'clock. Didn't get to see a lot. But you can see the mountains with the snow in the background. You're roasting on this huge lake out in front of you. It's beautiful.
Very good. Very good. What other comment to make? There's a comment I meant to say earlier on. Peter Redden is here in the live, and he says earlier on, just I was distracted, I forgot to say it to you. They were talking about tractors giving trouble over here about the warranty issues, and we were talking about the ground being so hard. But Peter Redden is a local contractor, and he says that in Ireland, tractors get worked. You know what I mean? Like, work hard. Like, you see Sean Collins cut maize and it spills of rain, the hardest ground, they're getting stuck, and it's think they really do get worked here because the weather's never in it for us.
Well, look, when we were doing testing of parts, the very first thing we do is we send that out to guys. Let's say if we're doing New Holland parts, we send out to Joe Evatt there, who's in a dealership up in where is he, Monaghan, and he will fit into a contractor's tractor. And we know that Joe, like we done synchros recently for 40s and TMs, so we just sit here, peg a few of them into gearbox to see how you get on there. And if they pass that test, yes, they will pass anyway. And a lot of tractor testing takes place in Ireland, unknowns to a lot of people. A lot of tractor testing, New Holland, Massey, John Deere takes place here.
Because it's the hardest environment.
Yeah, and it's done very quietly. You'll never know what's going on, but it is being done here to a large extent, and it's actually something I never really have covered before, but I could cover if I could get permission to cover it. I could do something on it at a later date. We'll
hold you to that. Any nice old school diets for sale out in Germany, or much of it out there for sale?
Didn't come across a whole lot, really. We didn't go looking either, but the German market for second-hand tractors is too expensive anyway. You couldn't buy them out of Germany. Not to hope.
Jack Murphy, the bonnets are available. So into Bradshaw's tomorrow and get yourself a bonnet ordered. You mustn't have heard, we were talking about it earlier on, you mustn't have heard us. He was looking for the 35X bonnet. And Ben says that's why McHale has such a good baler.
It's one of their strong points and one of their weak points. It is such a good baler because it has to deal with the wettest, heaviest grass. I would say not rough operators, but something similar. We're always in a rush trying to get the job done. But it also cuts them out of a lot of markets. Let's say you look at Portugal, Spain, France, down in South America and all that. Places, would have a light little swart on where it's not worth taking a McHale out. Their machine is over-engineered and it nearly cuts them out of half the market.
Yeah, no, like the McHale is built to last, and it can withstand a lot of lads here that no other make would. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, sorry, what?
Someone asked about are the calipers available for the 4.7? Are strong money for diets? Is there calipers available for the 4.7 diets?
There is, yeah, but like they're dear. It depends if the tractors weren't fixing. Sorry?
What calipers are on them? Are they Carlisle or what are they? What
no, not. KNOTT.
Right.
Yeah. They're not caliper. there is an aftermarket available, but they're about €600 a caliper.
You'll have to start getting them in.
Yeah, it's strange, like, because I think Knott bought Bradley, didn't they? And now when you buy a Bradley hitch, it's coming with the Knott brand on the side of it. But I have never found anything from Knott, be it for the trailer side of things, or if you ever put an axle underneath the trailer or anything like that, it's pretty much a Knott one you're getting now. I've never found out Knott in general from what I have used to be that dear. I can't believe they're that dear for the tractors.
I didn't know they don't
it's probably Dites.
Neither did I.
Yeah, it's probably Dites putting their margin on it too is the problem, and probably not that many aftermarket available either.
No, but a set of calipers for anything at £600, even if it was for a fucking, top of the range BMW, you'd be having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Sure.
Send me the number for that, John, and I will have a look in it for whoever's looking for them, because I hate, one thing that burns me up, and it kind of drives me a little bit when you see lads getting absolutely ripped off on roads 7 days, and I see it day in and day out, and it just makes it like it's. You'd sell as much original parts as you sell aftermarket stuff, but a lot of the aftermarket stuff is a Bosch product in a Bosch box, and then you buy it off John Deere and it's Bosch product in a John Deere box. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you see the margin just whacked on top of it for the crack for putting the green label on it. It's like £600 for a caliper. That just turned my stomach now, and I'd love getting involved in that type of business and just wrecking it for guys, because it's a disgrace, like what they're being charged to the farmer.
Yeah. Like, they're the only ones that are probably supplying that, really. There's very few aftermarket, but there's no way it can cost that. Like, it shouldn't be. And there's 4 on each tractor.
Yeah, I remember one that really used to grind my nuts. We don't say that here. It was a TM190, the brake booster valve on those, kind of a double booster valve. It's similar to every other one. It just sits in behind the 2 brake pedals there. And
yeah.
That was coming from Carlisle Brake, and at one stage that was up on €1,000. It was just bananas. And we looked at it and said, well, this is a safety critical item, hard to make, a lot of insurance, a lot of liability taking this project on. I said, no, this is ridiculous. It's a piece of cast metal with 2 machine holes in it and a couple of drillings. This is ridiculous. And we went off and got it made now, and I'd be surprised if New Hollanders have sold 10 of them in Ireland this year, and I must have got rid of about 300 of them. But the accumulator valve blocks in them, and that blows the brake booster valve then, so you kind of have to change the 2 together. But yeah, we go on.
That tractor there has it, and it is a problem. It cracks the housing on them. It's the valve does block, and it builds too much pressure, and it does crack in them. I've changed a good few in them Dites. It's the exact same one that the New Holland is using. Same brake master cylinder.
Yeah, that's all right. I hope you buy in the right place now.
I do.
Very good. So look, we'll wrap it up, and we'll try to get Sean back involved the next night, because I feel really bad now, whatever ever happened. Never had this before where someone couldn't get into the live.
Yeah, but you find talking to Sean is kind of hard to understand them. When you let him talk for more than 2 or 3 minutes, it gets faster and more Irish as the thing goes on, and you kind of have to stop him every so often, and then he resets and talks at normal pace. But he gets giddy. You know what I mean? He's like
you're only saying that because he can't see this.
I know, yeah.
Because he give you that. But no, look. We'll do it again. Maybe it might be offered. We might talk after Agritechnica. Yeah, and we'll see how he's got on over there.
100%. And anytime you're around Mullingar, you got to call in to see me, and vice versa. The next time I'm down around you, I have a load of stuff around here not working. I'm just going to drop it in with you.
Don't come to Carlo. Don't come to Carlo. Please don't.
Can you rebuild any carb if you're given the kit for it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
How do you mean any carb?
Like if I give you a carburetor off a boat, I say there's the rebuild kit on it because it's got a power valve, it's got a whole lot of stuff in it that I would be really familiar with.
Send it down to West Cork Marine Services. He'd be more than happy.
You're no crack.
No. Because I now look, you can send it to me, and I'll send it the rest of the way to Cork. I'll put my cut on it and send it back up to you.
What about your need for new experiences and learning?
I just call this cutting out the middleman.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Hey, it's like him. If it's not green, it's not going in the shed.
Fair enough.
I don't touch that that goes on water. Good luck.
Fair enough, that's all right. We won't bring out
It's
water
saving.
connection at all.
Yeah. Right. We'll call it a night. We'll do it again. Thanks for joining, lads. Thanks everybody in the comments. Sorry to anyone that can't see us, that can't hear me say this, but these things happen. But yeah. And thanks everyone for being respectful in the comments. Everyone was very good tonight. But yeah, we'll do it again. Talk to you again, lads. Thanks for calling in. Sayonara. Good luck.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank
John.
you. Bye.